and a Vulture left at this point. So maybe Shuttle can come out ahead after all. I mean, he can surprise Really with these carriers, and that could very well work. On the other hand, Really has 3 bases, and Shuttle is effectively mining from 2, and he doesn't have anything to transport probes over to his island expansion, so he's still basically on 2 bases at this point. Ooh, Shuttle's bringing his carriers. I don't see many interceptor. He probably hasn't even finished building them. He's trying to pick at the tanks a little bit, so I think it's also a mistake to reveal your carriers this early. If you're going for 2 base carriers, you might as well wait until you actually have a reasonable number of carriers. Shuttle still has Dragoons in the back. Oh, now they're finally getting cleaned up here by Really. Shuttle losing another one of his Shuttles. Ooh, both Shuttles. Both Shuttles going down. That's kind of disappointing. He has nothing to elevator probes over with now. Among other things, he can't do Zealot bombs. He probably doesn't even have Zealot speed upgraded. Still, yeah, he doesn't even have Zealot speed upgraded because he put down his Citadel so late in the game. There are turrets going up all over the place for Really. Turrets alone are doing enough damage to kill interceptors at this point. So Really's carriers basically have done nothing. His little pylon blockade is nice though. These Vultures are not able to get through, so that's good. However, he's got 2 more carriers coming out for 4, but he probably doesn't have many interceptors ready. And Really's got to have quite a few Goliaths, or at least starting to build. Yeah, he's built quite a few Goliaths now. He's just going to keep pumping Goliaths, get some attack and armor upgrades. He's got 7 factories, it looked like. 7 or 6 factories. And as long as he pumps Goliaths, he'll be fine. Since Shuttle failed to do any serious damage to Really, I don't see Shuttle winning this game. I think Really's got it in the bags now. I mean, Shuttle's got it pretty bad, and Really's got it in the bag. So Shuttle's putting down his 4th expansion, 3rd base. I mean, 3rd expansion, 4th base. If he can manage to hold that on, he'll at least achieve economic parity with Really. But Really has a lot of Goliaths out, whereas Shuttle has 4 carriers. Probably not even very well upgraded in terms of attack and armor. But then again, Really isn't either. These Goliaths are coming, attacking the carriers, doing serious damage to some of them, picking off interceptors. Really is not really even having to micro his Goliaths too much. And Shuttle just doesn't have enough carriers to break through that line of the number of Goliaths that Really has, and Really is building something from his starport. I'm guessing it's a dropship, although I don't see why he would do that. Another carrier coming out for Shuttle here. If Shuttle can manage to hold on to that 4th base, at least he'll be in economically even territory, so that's good. A dropship, yeah, coming out for Really. He's probably going to drop the 12 o'clock position with a few Vultures. If he does that, it's GG. All sorts of turrets defending the 4 o'clock position for Really. These carriers can't even break through the turrets, much less any Goliaths. Shuttle's bringing a lot of Zealots. He's going to attack these turrets with his Zealots and Dragoons, but Really he's probably got siege tanks already. Tons of Goliaths here. Shuttle at least is doing a nice combined arms attack with his land and air force. That's really what you're supposed to use carriers in conjunction with your land forces. He's doing actually really good damage. He might be able to take down this expansion by Really. If he can do that, he would have even up the game and probably take a decisive advantage if he can take down this command center. But Really sending a dropship to the 12 o'clock position, and Shuttle's got absolutely nothing there to defend. Shuttle has pretty much stopped mining at the 4 o'clock position, but Really is going to be able to destroy the base at the 12 o'clock position quite soon. Shuttle still has a good number of carriers now, 6 carriers. He's pushing, using carriers to pick off tanks. Really doesn't seem to have enough Goliaths for some reason. Massive number of Zealots coming. Now Really's bringing most of his army. They're on the cliff. I mean, I'm eating my own words here because I didn't think this is going to work, but Shuttle did display good carrier micro, abusing that cliff there, that little choke point, forcing the Goliaths to come one by one. He's managed to take out the 4 o'clock base, force it to lift at this point. However, he needs to be careful with his carriers. Some of them are pretty low HP. Shuttle going with his carriers, using one carrier to wipe out Relay's attack force at 12 o'clock, bringing these carriers, picking out the Goliaths. There's not many Goliaths left for Relay. I think Shuttle is actually going to take this game, so I was completely wrong about my earlier prediction here. One of the carriers go down, but Shuttle still has a good number, like 5 carriers probably in that group, and surely he's got some more forces to reinforce. He also has 4 bases at this point, and versus Relay's 2, I mean, effectively only 1 mining base, whereas Shuttle looks like has 3 mining bases. So, yeah, Shuttle is taking a decisive advantage here. Very nice. 2 base carriers are back, picking off these armories. I mean, once the second armory goes down, it really is not going to be able to build Goliaths. He doesn't have the appropriate upgrades. He's only at 1-1. I mean, if he took down the armory that was upgrading weapons at that point, ouch. High Templar coming out from Relay. This is going to be the nail in the coffin. With High Templar storming over the mech army, there's pretty much nothing Terran can do if the Protoss does that. Really using his Goliaths, managing to ward off the carriers, but the carrier, well, he's killed a good number of interceptors. However, he doesn't have enough mining going on, whereas Shuttle has more than enough bases to support his mining. Really managing to float a command center over to the 6 o'clock position. He can somehow hold that base, which he can't because Shuttle has carriers, and that's the great thing about carriers. You can use them to attack island bases. Yeah, so there's not too much at this point that really I think can do. He just doesn't have the economy to pump enough Goliaths. I thought for sure he would have been able to build enough Goliaths to deal with Shuttle. I mean, he had a significant economic advantage for much of the game. Storm's coming down. This is definitely over now, so we should see a GG anytime. I mean, really had a significant economic GG coming here from Relay. So my prediction in the middle of the game was completely wrong. Very effective 2-base carrier strategy by Shuttle, abusing that 4 o'clock position nicely. I mean, taking that out was key to his victory. Good game. Thank you for watching.